and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to... Where are we again?
This is the fictional Raceroom Raceway National Layout.
Ooh, El Nacional. We are doing the commentary on... This is Wednesday, or is this the Academy race?
This is the Academy Racer.
This is the kind of professionalism you've come to know and love from myself personally. With me in the booth is some weird guy, and also Martin. Martin, what's up? How's the wife and kids?
Oh, I do not have kids, but I do have a wife.
Well,
and she's doing good. Thank you for asking.
You could probably just grab some kids off the street. They don't mind.
You mean your spawn are not numerous and belligerent?
Neo-Dread, Michael Magas of dental fame. What is going on? I haven't spoken to you in years. It's been too long.
My teeth are now all in place. I have a follow-up this Tuesday where they're just going to poke around and make sure everything's fine. And that'll be my last trip to the dentist till September.
Excellent.
Hooray.
Like, I understand that we have a larger female following than ever before in this particular scenario here.
That is correct. We have 2 females on the grid.
I would like to point out to any future female viewership and participation we may have that I am very unprofessional, and any jokes are jokes.
That's what makes your charm.
Yay! So yeah, just roll with it. It's anything I say out loud is purely unprofessional and jokes, and the other nerds are here for the ride. They are indeed off. Green car going hard as a motherfucker.
Andres Richter is your pole sitter and leader from Josiah, Jerome, James Butler, Noel Conn, and Rick the Model Martel.
Very attractive.
Oh, bit of a rough run there from Noel Conn.
Get him!
And that's going to cost him... Well, I mean, I guess it didn't really cost him 3rd place because he went into that turn in 4th and took 3rd with the really odd line. And in fact, he's going to get it back. So that is your championship leader, Noel. Oh! Oh! Oh, no!
I mean, that's tragic.
The carnage. The carnage.
Oh,
I like that.
humanity.
Many flapjacks.
I'm just going to try and figure out who was caught up in that. Rick Martel, Noel Conn, Adele Fucali, Wayne Hutchinson, all caught up in that.
Dangerous braking spot.
I'm going to go ahead and say it was probably an Albertan who didn't know that they can turn right on a fucking red light.
You know who got exceedingly lucky, actually, is James Butler, because he was one of the 2 cars that started that, and he somehow ended up in 3rd still.
Well played. Well, you got to be at the front of the cow catcher, and then you just use the boost to keep going on.
I suppose, yeah, that's a good point. Anyways, Richter leads from Jerome, Butler, Dennis Meisner's up to 4th place ahead of Carl Hackman.
Carl, that kills people.
Then it's John Picha, Jordan Alcolia making his debut in the Academy. Noel Conn, Sarah Hunty, which is also a debutante. Rick Martel, Ben Barson on our Discord, but goes by the name Javier Perez Torres.
Muy caliente.
Maya Kleinschmidt, Wayne Hutchinson, and Adele Fucali is your field. And Noel Conn looking to get past the rookie debutante, Jordan Alcolia. I believe this is his 2nd ESR race. He was in one of the Enduros, if memory serves correctly.
See.
Where's Bo?
Bo did not attend
Oh,
this
someone
race.
just lost. Picha.
Yeah, John Picha losing positions as he went off the track. Should be mentioned, Andres Richter on the leaderboards before this race was absolutely bringing it.
I see that. Is he supposed to be in the Academy?
He is supposed to be in the Academy, but he made a hell of a showing at this particular round. Rick Martel looking to get around. That is Sarah Hunty. Don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I don't really know how else that would be pronounced.
Yeah, I can't conceive of a different... Unless she's very, very French, and it is Hunte.
Rick Martel is very Canadian. Overly polite.
That's correct.
In the meantime, back at the front, Josiah Jerome, 2nd place in the championship, being traced down by James Butler, who is also one of our championship combatants, with Noel Conn, Adele Fucali, and Wayne Hutchinson, I'd say, would be the 5 realistic hopes. There are some people...
Wayne has a way to come back.
So does Adele, down in 12th place.
Oh, boy.
So Jordan Alcolia has given up a spot to Noel Conn. No shame in that. Noel is now on the tail of Carl Hackman. James Butler getting a little live in the rear end, and that's going to give Josiah Jerome a lot of good room there to make a little bit of a getaway.
There's no wrong way.
In the background. That's true. There is no wrong way of doing it.
Boys, I've got bad news, good news, and bad news.
Let's go with the bad news.
Bad news is I finished my drink.
Okay.
Good news is I have more booze.
There you go.
I trust that you were always prepared. Oh, by the way, Jordan Alcolia is right up on the tail of Noel Conn, trying to get down the inside there. So he's bringing it. He's got a very aggressive style that I think has its advantages and its flaws.
Much like those flaws, the further bad news is I've abandoned the glass and gone straight out the bottle.
I mean, I assumed that would take till like the second race, but I'm not surprised.
It's boring. I gotta pour stuff and take time out for commentary. Then you don't get to hear these long, blathering rambles from me. I mean, you just can't do that.
Life would be incomplete.
Correct.
Not really sure. Oh, okay. It's John Peach appears to have a connection issue there. It is fluttering around. I was trying to figure out why Noel Conn dropped into 7th place there. So, Noel looking to go down the inside of Carl Hackman. Carl Hackman had been a very good showing, actually, in 5th place there.
Well, I mean, he is a noted author.
He's been racing a lot.
He has been putting in the time. I tip my hat to you, sir.
Is Jordan Japanese? Truly Japanese?
I don't know.
So.
I think he's going Japanese. I really think so.
His name is not very Japanese.
Exactly my point.
Alcolia.
Racism.
And
Jordan?
Well, Jordan could be some kind of anglicization of a Japanese name, but the Alcolia part is really what's kind of throwing me off there. It's a bit weird.
Well, Jordan, if you're listening to this, you must know.
We demand the answer of are you Japanese native? Are you just living in Japan? Are you what's the deal? Let us in on the secret.
I think he's going Japanese. I really think so. I believe it's just a stage name. I believe his real name is actually Chopsaki Nakajima.
I feel if Noel Conn could actually get past Carl Hackman here, he could really make up some ground, but he's got to get past Hackman first. Further back, Wayne Hutchinson and Rick Martel both trying to come back through the field, and they're now fighting each other. They've got Adele Fucali in the background, along with Javier Perez-Torres, which was really screwing me up because it makes Perez-Torres into one name on the recording, and I was trying to figure out who that was, and then I'm like, oh, it just mashed his name together.
He's the Perez dispenser.
Thought we had some kind of like weird Greek thing going on for a moment.
See. I also enjoy the fact that we refuse to pronounce Hackman and Carmen as in the correct, obviously the correct way. They're Hackman and Carman.
So I really don't think that Noel has 0 push to pass.
Hello.
Damn.
Lost a little bit of control there. Held it pretty well, though. Although smacking the wall is not great. I mean, he could have 0 push to pass. I know there are some Academy drivers who they take damn it, I can't remember what MMA fighter it was, but there's an MMA fighter that Zane Simon always claims has no concept of cardio. Not in the sense that like he doesn't have lung capacity, but in the sense that he takes his gas tank, which is his energy, pours it on himself, and then lights himself on fire, and that's how he fights.
I remember you mentioning that before. I don't know who it was either.
He has 12.
It was it's Nikita Krylov.
Nikita Khrushchev.
Krylov. Hutchinson looking to make a move here on Rick Martel. This is a rivalry that's been brewing up pretty nicely between Hutchinson and Martel, both in the 0 Series, soon to be renamed. I'll let you in.
And only imagine both of them talking to each other in there. Sorry. Oh, you go first.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Well, it's getting really interesting because Jordan Alcolia looks like he's gone off the track and is kind of rejoined right ahead of them. So there's an opportunity here for Martel to get a strike back if Alcolia holds up Hutchinson at all. Noel Conn is still on the back of Carl Hackman. Oh no, it looks like the 2 Canadians have cleared the Japanese driver.
Jordan, don't call me Apoplegia Alcolia.
A little bit disappointed that we didn't get that on camera. But we're back to this fight between Noel Conn and Carl Hackman. Very important fight because Noel Conn entered this race with a chance to seal the deal to become champion. Now, in his current position, he will not. Oh, Rick Martel! Rick Martel had a moment there.
Well done, sir. Creamsicle to the front.
Held on nicely. Anyways, I was saying Noel Conn with a chance to clinch the title here today, but not in his current 6th place position and not with Josiah Jerome up in 2nd place.
What happened now?
3rd.
Oh! Almost got the inside.
He's got the inside. It looks like Hackman has ceded the position heading into the first chicane.
I think every time Noel passes somebody, we should have like an overlay GIF of Spock yelling "Conn!" or Kirk. Could be either.
I'd go with Kirk.
You would. I prefer the other one. I really, actually, this might be a little blasphemy, but I prefer the remake. Just that part of the remake, or the inclusion of that part of the remake. It wasn't really a remake, but I like the fact that Spock, the one who has to control his emotions the whole time, just loses his shit and goes on a path of revenge.
I like that part. I just have a general problem with the idea that we went from Ricardo Montalban playing a character to Benedict Cumberbatch playing a character. And
I have no problem with either of those.
That's not meant to be a slight on Benedict Cumberbatch, who is a fantastic actor, but it's a radical change.
I just noticed something here. Mr. Carl Hackman did not use any push-to-pass. He has 16 left. Is that how?
Well, I mean, he hasn't been near enough anybody to pass him. Hey-oh!
He definitely has been.
I know, I'm just kidding.
So maybe we need to show him that there's a button for that.
Yeah, that does catch people out of sorts when they join up with the series here, is that these Audi TTs have the push-to-pass, which is a pretty uncommon feature.
You know, it'd be hilarious if somebody mapped their push-to-pass button accidentally to their brake pedal.
That hasn't been done yet, but I swear that Andres Richter does have his push-to-pass mapped to something that he thinks
Would
does
that
something.
just be like a giant smoke show instead of actually braking or actually pushing to pass? Like, Wah!
He would just be off the track. That's all there is to it. We'd know at the first corner.
Their tires would melt faster than Martin's.
Jordan Alcolia doing a good job of keeping up with Rick Martel, and Adele Foucali is catching up to both of them there, the Bahamian driver in the red and black car.
Mr. Hutchinson made some ground there.
Indeed, his next target will be Carl Hackman. Although he is still about 6 seconds behind, so I don't know if that's really going to come to anything.
You were right on Jordan.
Foucali getting a little bit wide there, but she holds it nicely. But that does drop her a little bit off the back of Alcolia.
So yeah, Alcolia uses a pretty aggressive line or ways to come in there.
He's very aggressive in general. To quote Letterkenny, he may be better served taking 10 to 20% off.
That's a hard yes.
Wade Hutchins is actually not that far ahead. You can see him right there. Not out of the grasp of these cars, but in the meantime, it does look like we've lost both John Picha and Maya Kleinschmidt from the race. With, Sarah
mistake.
Hunter. Yep. Mistake there by Alcolia opens the door for Foucali, who is going to look to set up a run here into the second chicane and maybe into the tunnel.
Maybe.
The tunnel is a good push-to-pass location. She does have 4 push-to-pass left. Let's see what she decides to do. And she's on the push-to-pass.
Is it the tunnel of love?
There we go. Dangerous braking point at the end of this, though.
It is a very dangerous braking point. This is really fitting in the hands of Rick Martel, though, having these two squabble. Oh!
Hello!
Alcolia spins it out and takes it in the nose.
Dangerous braking point.
Speaking of Andres Richter, a guy who I mentioned I think has his push-to-pass not properly done, because he's always down to 0 whenever I see him.
Okay.
He is in the lead, so it hasn't hurt him this particular time.
I knew that the name Alcolia was really tripping some sort of weird signal in my brain, so I had to do a random web search. Turns out I was totally right. I totally forgot about. There's a little, basically the echo chamber in your inner ear. It's called the cochlea, and that fucked me up. It was like, I know that sounds familiar. Why is my brain doing this to me?
So to quick recap, it's pretty much been the same top 4 all race long since that big pile up early in the race. It's been Andreas Richter leading from Josiah Jerome, James Butler, and Dennis Meisner. Noel Conn's 5th, Carl Hackman, Wayne Hutchinson, Rick Martel, Adele Ficali, Jordan Alcolia, this man, Javier Perez-Torres, and Sarah Hunty are still running. That is your top 12 and your 12 surviving car.
I'm not gonna lie, the name Javier, every time I hear it, reminds me of Metalocalypse, because that's the name of their chef in the original pilot episode who gets fucked up. Javier! Don't be a dude, don't be a dick, be a dude.
So Andres Richter has started the final lap, looking for his first win of the season. It's a bit weird that a driver that fast has not actually had a win up until this point.
Well, he probably worked on his consistency.
Indeed. So this is the battle for pole position for race 2 between Alcolia and Perez-Torres here. So it's an important fight. It's not over a lot of points per se, but that 10th place will guarantee a pole start for race number 2. And I think both of these guys probably have to have their eye on that for a very solid race 2 result. Both are debutantes in the league, although Javier has been signed up for every race up until this point, just hasn't been able to make one.
Notice you're fond of the word debutante. Have you been on certain websites searching for some stuff?
Maybe.
So this is the last
Can
lap.
you confirm or deny?
This is the last lap here. So Javier Perez-Torres versus Jordan Alcolia. 10th place on the line. Pole for race 2. Right now in the possession of Alcolia.
But Herr Richter has succeeded above all else. Herr Richter, über alles.
Oh,
it looks like. Oh, look at how loose the back end of Alcolia is.
oh
And
boy.
that opens
go.
the door, and
There
there
we
he
go.
is. He's through. Alcolia losing reverse grid pole here. I think Andres Richter is officially your winner, judging by the gap closing between him and Josiah Jerome. Makes me think he's on the slowdown lap. Probably Jerome in 2nd place, Butler 3rd, Meisner, Conn, Hackman, Hutchinson. Maybe Martel is still running against Ficali. I'm not sure.
All I know is Josiah Jerome continues to improve.
Josiah Jerome continues to be Travis Wallace's boy.
I don't know if Travis really has much influence there. He's always asleep.
Jordan has a little bit of damage on his car there.
Just a little bit, actually. Although, speaking of damage, we are missing one Frederico Zvanger, so the repair bill for this race may be slightly lower.
Totally earn all them
is
credits back.
Bonjour.
And it looks like we have our finishers. Sarah Hunty falling off the lead lap towards the end, but Andres Richter is your winner with fastest lap as well. Not by a ton, actually. Only about 1/10 of a second faster than Josiah Jerome. But those two, a little bit of a world of their own. I think James Butler not quite able to keep with them. I don't think anyone else can. So it'll be interesting to see them try to come from 9th and 10th on the grid, respectively. So the front row for race 2 will be made up of Javier Perez-Torres and Adele Ficali. Rick Martel will start on row 2, joined by Wayne Hutchinson. I think Wayne Hutchinson may be due for a big performance here, starting that high up on the grid.
H.R. Hutchins stuff.
Ficali might also be one to watch out for because she was caught up in that first lap incident, and that really hampered her ability to show her proper pace.
Did you guys see the post from Sean Kenny on Discord earlier about the Eggs Benedict poutine?
I did.
I enjoyed that.
Awesome.
Well, we are ready to start, and we were on board briefly there with Sarah Hunty. Not a very good start by pole sitter Perez-Torres, and Ficali is off into the lead with Rick Martel in 2nd place. Can Rick get up the inside here at the chicane, though?
Rick had a great start.
Rick had a great start. I'll tell you who had a great start, though, there. I think that's Dennis Meisner
Oh,
in
that
3rd
guy's
place. couple of cars off in the background.
Conn went straight.
Yeah, a couple of cars. Couple of cars in the background. You know
Steered straight.
Actually, you know who had a great start? Just noting it. Jordan Alcolia, 11th on the grid up to 6th place.
Wow.
Well done.
Meisner on the push to pass, putting the pressure on Rick Martel early.
Watch out.
We'll see if Adel Ficali can make a getaway while these two squabble for 2nd place. Wayne Hutchinson is 4th.
Oh, he's going hard.
Just lost the spot to James Butler, actually. So Butler had a really good start as well. He's up from 8th to 4th. We ride on board with Canada's own Wayne Hutchinson. Noel Conn is at the back, so his chances of clinching... Oh! Someone off. I think it was Alcolia was off in the barrier there. Indeed, I think I am correct on that. Wayne Hutchinson still trying to keep with James Butler. Ficali has not made the getaway I was predicting. It's kind of holding up a train at this point. He's got to find some pace.
Is Rick going to take the lead on here?
Rick Martel is on the push to pass, heading down to the first chicane. Can he make the move? I'd say he's thinking about it.
Oh,
but Dennis Meisner is thinking about going for it. Hey, contact with Ficali.
Hey, they held it.
Hey, Ficali hits him in return on the rejoin. But that has given the lead to James Butler. Dennis Meisner, Wayne Hutchinson was briefly on the podium there, but Ficali will muscle her way back into 3rd position.
I think somebody's going to get some demerit points on their license there.
Possibly. It's a yellow charge at the front of the pack, though. Dennis Meisner trailing James Butler, the championship contender. Other championship contenders, Josiah Jerome's up to 7th. Noel Conn is still at the back of the pack, right on the tail of
well done.
Javier Perez-Torres.
Dennis Meisner right there. That was a tough spot to hit the braking spot. And
can he hold it? Can he hold it? He can hold it. Dennis Meisner to the lead. Meisner did win the reverse grid race here earlier in the season with the bridge layout. He's looking at making a double.
Nope.
James Butler
got the inside.
James Butler is determined to fight him off, and Ficali is kind of the catbird seat there with Rick Martel now in 4th. Wayne Hutchinson's dropped back to 5th. Wonder if he had a moment. Andres Richter, race 1 leaders up to 6th place ahead of Josiah Jerome, so they've come through the grid nicely. Carl Hackman, Sarah Hunty, and Jordan Alcolia rounding off the top 10.
I like the racing that I'm seeing here. Very good racing. Hats off to the instructor.
Indeed, hats off to all the... Oh, a little bit of bumping there. Andres Richter getting into the back of Wayne Hutchinson. Josiah Jerome was looking to take advantage, but was unable to.
Unstable.
Carl Hackman doing a good job of hanging onto the back of this group.
Let's see if he uses any push to pass.
That would be the question. Carl Hackman, if you see this video, let us know if you have your push to pass button down. In the meantime, Ficali having a look up the inside of Dennis Meisner, who's lost the lead to James Butler. We didn't see that. That was off screen. And it is Butler leading the way from Meisner and Ficali. And then it is Martel. Richter is up to 5th, having disposed of Wayne Hutchinson. So I may have cast or cursed Wayne Hutchinson. I said him starting from 4th place might be a man to watch. He's down to 6th, so that's not really turned out all that well.
Is it true that James Butler is wanted throughout the UK for being a noted football hooligan?
Probably.
Makes sense.
I mean, as a Yugoslavian, I have to say, Andres Richter in the wall, and on his side, he recovers it.
Almost flipped it.
Also, on that note, though, we do have to mention that during the practice for this race, or it might have been during qualifying even, Adel Ficali did a barrel roll on the second last turn. And
barrel roll.
Then tried to do it again just to prove that she could, and the second time didn't go very well. In the meantime, it is still the battle of yellow. James Butler leading the way from Dennis Meisner, Ficali 3rd, Martel, Hutchinson, Jerome, Hunty, Sarah Hunty up into 7th place. Good tip of the hat to her.
I don't know what's going on with Carl Hackman there. He's falling off.
It looks like he's had a moment. I would have to assume he's hit the wall or something because he's dropped way back. Although speaking of drivers who we've been tipping our hat to a couple of drivers, I'm gonna have to give a slight down tip of the hat to Javier Perez Torres. He started on pole, dropped to the very back of the pack, and is now in 11th place.
Must have had a big incident.
Must have gotten caught up in the aftermath of maybe the Mart. No, he'd already dropped back actually. I think he just got a really bad start. Wound up getting bullied out at the first lap.
Well, what you gotta do is you gotta put everybody in the wall.
Dennis Meisner is down to his last push to pass, and he's got 9 minutes to go.
Oh.
And he's using it.
Yeah. Going hard.
This could leave him open. Another round between Rick Martel and Wayne Hutchinson, round 2 today, and these two have had a couple of good fights in the Zero Series and in the Academy. So I think Wayne might actually be replacing myself as Rick's biggest rival. Noel Conn's up to 7th, but he is still behind Josiah Jerome. That should easily keep the championship fight alive. Of the championship contenders, Butler is, of course, best placed up in 1st, and Ficali in 3rd. Hutchinson in 5th.
For the lead.
And Dennis Meisner is reeling James Butler in, even without the push to pass, so definitely showing some pace.
James probably has a few push to pass left.
I would think so. It's a bit weird to, at this point, have used up all your push to pass. I mean, you can see Wayne Hutchinson still carrying 8 there, as he's on the tail of Rick Martel.
That would be the normal amount, yeah.
Yeah, roughly. Maybe a little bit less than that. I guess we're... no, I guess we're about halfway through, so I would say most people should be rocking around 7 or 8 push to pass remaining. And Hutchinson is on it, and he's got a chance.
Nudgy, nudgy.
Taking a page out of Travis Wallace's book, giving him a little bit of the fender. Is he going to try and go down the inside of Martel here at the first turn?
Might be risky.
Nope. He's got to get something done soon, though, because you can see Josiah Jerome is getting real big in his mirrors. And we know Josiah is both aggressive and a really fast driver.
Is this where I start singing Meatloaf over the entire race?
Sure.
Here's the thing with this.
I'll wait to see if anybody gets that reference in the comments.
Josiah Jerome also has 10 push to pass remaining, so he's got plenty of push to pass.
I was gonna say, there's a few dangerous spots on this track. You gotta be really careful where you use that push to pass.
I think
where you want to pass.
I think, unfortunately, you really only have 2 spots, which is the tunnel and the start-finish straight. I don't really think that there's a third option.
Oh, there we go.
Hutchinson looking to get up the inside of Martel.
A little close.
Oh, he drove him out.
Not too bad.
Looks like Martel has held it. He's coming back at him.
Yeah,
and Josiah Jerome is saying, gentlemen, please, I will take the positions.
He's got the inside. Can he hold it?
Oh!
Nudgy, nudgy.
He still might be able to hold it. He's got the inside heading into the
battle,
last corner.
Nice battle.
And he's got the tighter line.
Much space out of that, though. Oh, shit.
Oh! Josiah Jerome and Martel into the wall.
Oh, man. And Jerome is hurt. You can tell on the wheel.
Yeah, Jerome's car may be a little messed up. Butler continues to lead from Meisner with Ficali. Hutchinson, who looked like he was about to lose 2 places, ends up in 4th, so good for him. Martel, Conn, Richter, Hunty, Perez Torres, and Jerome.
Can we just rewind that a second and just highlight the fact that Ficali has held a nice, comfortable, and consistent 3rd place pretty much this entire time.
Pretty much. She had that. She was leading the race. Rick Martel went for what, from my point of view, probably was an ill-advised passing attempt, and that cost her the lead. But she's held 3rd ever since. Good job of keeping your head.
So, just a side note here: Jerome is back on the track. He just took Perez Torres.
Indeed, getting back past Perez Torres, and the gap to Sarah Hunty is shrinking pretty rapidly, actually. Dennis Meisner looking to get on the inside. And we cut away from it. I appreciate that Noel Conn is the championship leader and he's fighting with Rick Martel. but I would have liked to see that move. Apparently it was successful. Meisner has taken the lead from Butler.
I'm a little uncertain about the push-to-pass thing. Is it just like a nitro boost, or what's the deal with that?
There's your answer. Butler has used push-to-pass, but only once.
That actually doesn't answer any questions that I have.
No, I was answering Martin's earlier question.
Yes.
Martin doesn't have questions. Martin has routine.
So the push-to-pass is basically extra horsepower to your engine. 50 extra horsepower. For a brief boost of seconds. So
it is like a nitro boost.
Is it 10 seconds? Or less?
I think it's less than 10 seconds. 10 seems a bit OP.
Maybe 8.
I need it to be
Noel
72
Conn
seconds.
looking to get past Rick Martin. That'd be almost a whole lap at a time. So Noel Conn's out of push-to-pass. I don't know what Rick Martel's status in push-to-pass is. But for now, the Creamsicle holding on to 5th place. Further back, Carl Hackman is catching up to Jordan Alcolia. Hopefully he can make a little bit of a show at the near the back there. Disappointing race for Carl Hackman, if we're being completely honest.
Well, I mean, he hasn't fired off any of the ZMPs or the blue shells, and you really need to start doing that.
Butler has remembered that he has push-to-pass and is on it, but I don't even know if you can use 13 push-to-pass in 3 minutes.
Go nuts.
I certainly can.
Noel Conn is side by side with Martel heading into the first chicane. And he's got the job done for now. Oh, maybe not.
Little of the Humpty Bumpy.
Door is open, headed into the second chicane after that little bit of speed bump in there from Noel Conn. Man, and overtaking this chicane would take some serious balls. That chicane, for those who have not driven this track, that is a tricky chicane. That is where I think more people fuck up on this lap than anywhere else. To make an overtake happen there without just the opponent making a massive mistake takes some bravery. We do have our answer. Rick Martel still rocking 5 push-to-pass.
There we go.
Probably amongst the highest amount remaining outside of James Butler, actually.
Noted Latino singing sensation, Ricardo Martel.
Indeed. Si, senor.
I think I need this game to have a track editor so that I can formulate ridiculous bullshit.
Take your Trackmania game to
whole new levels. Even if it has to do like a whole bunch of post-processing on my computer, bro, I'm about that. I'll design a level or design a track and then hit process and then walk away for some hours and come back to it. I can watch shit on my phone. I don't care.
So Javier Perez Torres, who we had a great fight for 10th place at the end of race 1 with Jordan Alcolia, is back at it. He's fighting with Sarah Hunty over 9th place here in the closing seconds, in the closing time of the lap. Looks like someone is sans a front end. I believe that is actually Andreas Richter.
Andreas is taking his top off.
With a broken front.
Okay, so to answer the questions, it is a 30 horsepower boost, and it is for 10 seconds.
10 seconds, 30 horsepower. Yeah.
And it takes a while to recharge. Let me try to find the time.
Yeah, it seems
20
OP.
seconds, so you have to wait 20 seconds between usage.
Yeah, that would be very OP. It's like, I'm just going to hold my thumb down here and... wah, 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 wah.
All right, Javier Perez Torres versus Sarah Hunty. Do we think he gets the job done? He's got to make up about 0.6 of a second. He's got maybe a lap and a half to go.
Probably has an extra lap, I would think.
I would imagine probably has 1 lap after this, yes.
Wide.
Dennis Meisner, despite having a serious push-to-pass disadvantage to James Butler, has built up about a 1.5 second lead at the front. And Jordan Alcolia and Carl Hackman are now right in on this fight. 4-way scrap for 9th place. Alcolia going down the inside. Torres is down to his last push to pass.
He held it.
We don't know what Hunty, Hackman, or Alcolia are rocking push to pass wise. It looks like Hackman has found the push to pass. He's got 3 left.
There we go.
And everybody goes in the wall and
he's using
Hunty
it
runs
right
away
now.
with it.
Looking to get past Alcolia, though he does not manage to do it at this time. He's got 2 push to pass left. I would use it at the tunnel and then on the start-finish straight to end the race.
Oh boy.
Sarah Hunty taking a little evasive action off the track. And Hackman's going at it in the background with Alcolia. Javier Perez Torres is up in 9th place. Alcolia going for it as well.
Oh! Did I call it or what?
Ill-advised torpedo there from Jordan Alcolia. That will give Carl Hackman 10th place. In the meantime, Dennis Meisner is going to take it home. James Butler, 10 push to pass in the bag still.
Listen. I'm just going to say it. Alcolia went with the kamikaze.
A little bit.
That's too bad.
We were all thinking it. Somebody had to say it.
I mean, I was good with torpedo personally, but yeah, kamikaze works.
That's a bad finish for Sarah. Too bad.
Yep.
Yeah, it's unfair.
Adele Ficali takes 3rd on the podium ahead of Wayne Hutchinson and Noel Conn. Then we go back to this battle between Carl Hackman and Javier Perez Torres over 9th place. Hackman has got 1 push to pass left. I would save it for the main straightaway heading to the end. Andreas Richter coming across the line in 8th place. Go back to the fight, please. Thank you very much. Carl made the move around the outside. No push to pass left for Torres, of course. Hackman's got 1 left, and he's going to take home 9th position. Jordan Alcolia, the kamikaze, taking it home in 11th place. A bit of an ill-advised move. Sarah Hunty ended up as a DNF, actually. It looked like she damaged her car and was unable to continue. Your fastest lap, Noel Conn, this time around. Your winner, Dennis Meisner. So lightning does strike twice here at Raceroom, as that was the result at Raceroom Bridge. In fact, it's the same top 2, I think. It was Meisner from Butler there as well. So, very impressive.
And I totally will not make any jokes about the Japanese bombing somebody without warning. I'm not doing it.
You don't think a Pearl reference would be good?
Hunty is American too.
I have standards.
It's too low-hanging fruit for you?
Yep. Well, I'm just not going to do it.
To do a quick wrap-up, because this was the penultimate round of the championship, I feel we should probably do a quick where we stand heading into the final round of the Academy, which will be a Portimao GP layout. The championship is razor close. Are you ready for this, gentlemen?
It is Scott Hall. What?
Josiah Jerome is now your championship leader by 1 point over Noel Conn, 146 to 145. Also statistically alive, Adele Fukali, our season opener winner, 132 points. James Butler is on 107. James Butler has not won a race this series, but would anyone care to guess how many second places he's taken?
19.
He has been runner-up 4 times. He has 5 podiums, but has not managed to get that big W. In fact, he's only finished off the podium once this season.
He would probably be way up there if he didn't have these 2 DNF.
Indeed, yeah. Basically 2 DNSs at Sepang. He was really unable to make that round. Wayne Hutchinson is also mathematically alive at 104 points, but he will not be attending the final round. He has a scheduling conflict, unfortunately, so he's looking to just hang on to 5th place ahead of Dennis Meisner and Rick Martell.
He gonna die the way he lived. Scruffy.
Rounding off the standings, Andreas Richter, John Picha, Noel Robbins, Edward Gonzalez, Matt Hoffman, Cristiano Pinheiro, Frederico Svanger, Bo Stamper, Carl Hackman, Zoltan Calmandi, Dario Picardo, Pinky Mo, Ben Barson, a.k.a. Javier Perez Torres, Jordan Alcolia, Yori Nikolai, Sarah Hunty, Maya Kleinschmidt, and Andy Unayaki. Join us next time for our next round of commentary, which will be... Do we have anything this Saturday? What's up for this
Enduro.
Saturday? We got the Enduro, right.
I was about to ask, I don't know if you want to get into it during the video, but do I need to sprint home from work with booze in hand, or what's going on Saturday?
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
You're suggesting we do it live, huh?
We'll do it live!
live. Maybe. We'll leave that tantalizing idea in the air as we sign off for the evening. Do you have anything you want to say to the people?
More poutine.
Martin?
Have a good evening, people. See you on the track.